Welcome to the Political Bridge. I'm Ada, your host. Today, we're talking about a serious issue. It's about how much we know about our troops in the Iran war. Recent reports accuse the Pentagon of hiding information. They say the Pentagon isn't fully transparent about military casualties. This includes both deaths and injuries. This lack of clear information worries many people. It raises questions about trust. It also makes us wonder about the cost of war. We need to know what our service members face. This is vital for our democracy. We must understand the full picture. We'll explore why this is happening. We'll also discuss what it means for our country. We'll hear from Nico and Jordan today. They will break down this complex issue. Let's get started.
The Pentagon's job is to protect our troops. It also protects our national security. In wartime, information is power. Releasing every detail about injuries could help our enemies. This is not about hiding facts. It's about smart strategy. The Pentagon has faced questions before. They often cite operational security concerns. This means keeping some things secret for safety. For example, knowing where and how troops are injured helps Iran. It helps them target future attacks better. We've seen reports of nearly 100 U.S. troops injured this month. The Pentagon confirmed that 96% returned to duty. Most injuries were minor concussions. This shows they are being careful. We must trust our military leaders. They make tough choices to keep our nation safe. This is especially true in the ongoing Iran war. We can't give our adversaries an advantage. That would put more lives at risk. Transparency is important, but security comes first.
We owe our service members and their families the truth. The Pentagon is accused of hiding casualties. This is a serious problem. It hurts public trust. It makes it harder for people to support the troops. Reports say dozens of injuries were not disclosed. These happened before a deadly attack in Jordan. This included damage to helicopters. The Pentagon also faces scrutiny for withholding details of over 400 U.S. troop injuries. This happened during the Iran war. This is not just about numbers, it's about accountability. When information is hidden, it creates doubt. It makes people wonder what else is being kept secret. Our service members put their lives on the line. The least we can do is be honest about their sacrifices. This lack of U.S. military transparency in the Iran war is unacceptable. It undermines our democratic values. We need clear and complete reporting.
Both of you have highlighted important points. Nico, you emphasize operational security. You say it protects our troops. Jordan, you focus on transparency and public trust. You argue it's owed to our service members. Let's dig deeper. Nico, how do we balance security needs with the public's right to know? How do we ensure the public still trusts the information given? Jordan, if full transparency risks troop safety, what's the middle ground? Where do we draw the line between openness and protecting those in harm's way?
The balance is tough, Ada. But the military has a system. They update casualty data online. It's called the Defense Casualty Analysis System. This system is publicly available. It includes deaths and injuries. For example, as of July 21, 2026, 18 U.S. service members have died in the Iran war. This includes 2 soldiers killed in Jordan. Another died in Iraq. These numbers are reported. The Pentagon is not hiding everything. They are careful about when and how they release details. This is to prevent Iran from learning our weaknesses. They don't want Iran to improve its attacks. This is a war, not a public relations exercise. Our enemies use any information they get. We must prioritize the lives of our soldiers. Sometimes that means holding back certain details. It's a hard truth of conflict. It protects those who serve us.
Nico, the public system you mention is often delayed. It's also incomplete. The New York Times reported that dozens of injuries were hidden. These happened in Jordan last week. These were not disclosed by the Pentagon. This was before the attacks that killed 2 soldiers. This isn't about giving away secrets. It's about honesty. When the Pentagon calls these reports outright lies, it hurts their own credibility. Senator Hickenlooper and other senators demanded transparency. They wanted an investigation into a school strike in Iran. This strike reportedly killed 120 children. This shows a pattern of secrecy. It's not just about troop numbers. It's about accountability for actions. Our government must be open with its citizens, especially when lives are at stake. Hiding information creates a dangerous gap. It separates the public from the reality of war.
This leads us to a crucial point. Nico, you argue that the Defense Casualty Analysis System provides sufficient transparency, yet Jordan points to reports of undisclosed injuries and delayed information. My challenge to you, Nico, is this. How can the public trust this system when credible news outlets report specific instances of hidden casualties? Jordan, you advocate for full transparency, but how do we ensure that releasing real-time, detailed casualty data doesn't inadvertently provide targeting intelligence to Iran? This could put more lives at risk. This is the core tension.
Ada, the Pentagon has clearly stated its position. They reject claims of hiding injury numbers. They call them baseless and malicious accusations. Chief Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell said this. He confirmed that nearly 100 service members were injured this month. He also said 96% returned to duty. Most were minor concussions. This shows they are reporting. The issue isn't hiding. It's about the timing and nature of the release. The military does not want to give Iran real-time battle damage assessments. That would help Iran refine its missile and drone attacks. They want to avoid revealing information. This information could help Iran target U.S. positions. This is a legitimate concern for operational security. It's not about deceiving the public. It's about protecting our forces. The public wants to know, but they also want our troops to be safe. We must trust the military's judgment here. They are on the ground. They understand the risks best.
Nico, the Pentagon's denials often come after news reports expose the truth. For example, in the early days of the war, they downplayed injuries. Then they admitted over 140 troops were wounded. This happened after Reuters got the real figures. This isn't just about timing. It's about a pattern of selective reporting. The Pentagon also stopped announcing where Iran hits each day. They say it's for security. But this makes it harder to track the war's impact. It makes it harder to hold leaders accountable. We need to know the full human cost of the Iran war. This includes injuries, not just deaths. Families of service members deserve to know. The public deserves to know. If we don't have accurate information, we can't have an honest debate. We can't make informed decisions about this conflict. Transparency builds trust. Secrecy erodes it. We need to demand more from our leaders.
This stress test reveals a core conflict. It's between the military's need for operational secrecy and the public's right to know. Nico, you highlight the danger of giving enemies real-time intelligence. Jordan, you point to a pattern of delayed or incomplete reporting. Both sides agree that lives are at stake. The question is how to balance these vital interests. How can we protect our troops while upholding democratic transparency?
The Pentagon's actions are not meant to deceive. They are to protect our service members. They are fighting in a dangerous Iran war. The military has a clear process for reporting casualties. They update the Defense Casualty Analysis System regularly. It lists 18 U.S. service members killed as of July 21, 2026. This includes those recently killed in Jordan and Iraq. The Pentagon also confirmed nearly 100 injuries this month. They stated 96% returned to duty. This information is public. The media often demands instant updates, but the military must verify information first. They must also assess the impact of releasing it. Our enemies are listening. They are watching. Giving them too much detail helps them. It helps them plan future attacks. This puts more American lives at risk. We must support our troops. We must also support the difficult decisions made to keep them safe. Our national security depends on it.
Nico, the issue isn't just about real-time data. It's about a lack of proactive, complete reporting. The Pentagon has classified more information about Iran. This limits its sharing with Congress. This makes oversight harder. Senators have called for more transparency. They want to know what happened in the school strike. This strike killed many children. This shows a pattern of withholding. It's not just about operational security. It's about controlling the narrative. Our service members deserve better. Their families deserve the full truth. The American people need to understand the true cost of this Iran war. Without full information, we cannot have a real debate. We cannot make good decisions. We need a government that trusts its citizens. We need a military that is accountable. Transparency is not a weakness. It is a strength of our democracy. It honors the sacrifices of our troops.
Jordan, while you highlight instances of initial delays, it's crucial to distinguish between verifiable reporting and speculative accusations. The Pentagon's commitment to transparency, especially regarding fatalities, remains unwavering, as evidenced by the immediate reporting of the 2 service members killed in Jordan earlier this year. The challenge lies in the dynamic nature of combat injuries. Many are not immediately life-threatening and require medical evaluation before a definitive status can be reported. For instance, the Department of Defense has invested heavily in advanced medical tracking systems specifically designed to provide accurate data, albeit with a necessary time lag for verification. Consider the recent incident where a rocket attack in Iraq resulted in several service members being evaluated for traumatic brain injuries. Initial reports might be vague, but as medical assessments are completed, the information is updated. This isn't about narrative control. It's about ensuring accuracy before releasing data that could be misinterpreted, or worse, exploited by adversaries. The military's primary duty is to protect its personnel, and sometimes that means prioritizing medical care and operational security over instantaneous public disclosure of every minor ailment.
Nico, I appreciate the distinction you're trying to make, but the issue isn't just about minor ailments or the time it takes for medical verification. It's about a pattern of systemic underreporting that extends beyond immediate combat zones. For example, a recent investigation by the Government Accountability Office, GAO, found significant discrepancies in how the Pentagon tracks and reports non-combat injuries and illnesses sustained by troops deployed to the Iran war theater, particularly those related to environmental hazards or long-term health impacts. These are not injuries that provide real-time intelligence to the enemy, yet their reporting is often delayed, incomplete, or outright omitted from official casualty counts. This lack of comprehensive data makes it nearly impossible for Congress to assess the true human cost of the conflict, allocate appropriate resources for veterans' care, or even understand the long-term health implications for our service members. The GAO report specifically cited instances where service members returning from the region with severe respiratory issues or other chronic conditions were not consistently included in official injury statistics, creating a misleading picture of troop well-being and the war's true impact.
We've heard strong arguments today on U.S. military transparency in the Iran war. Nico emphasized the need for operational security. He highlighted the dangers of giving information to our enemies. Jordan stressed the importance of public trust and accountability. She pointed to a pattern of delayed or incomplete reporting. This debate shows the real tension between security and openness. It's a balance our nation constantly grapples with. Thank you, Nico and Jordan, for this important discussion. You can find more information and resources at tpbridgepod.com. Join us next time for another engaging discussion. Until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep bridging those political divides.